It doesn't matter. We all are abiding by the same rules.
I'd like to have
I'm done for now.
There's nothing that I saw when I was around him that made me realize he was trafficking women.
So with everything going on around the world, I wanted to take a moment to talk about this Epstein file again. So today we're going to be looking at the deposition of the Clintons, and that happened on the 3rd of March. And I want to get your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. What was your take on this? Like, did they come off defensive, or do you think that at least they're answering some questions and this is a show of good faith?
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear?
The Clintons testifying about convicted paedophile Jeffrey Epstein. What one of America's most powerful couples say they did and didn't know or do.
No one is above the law, especially presidents.
Only now can we scour the body language, peer into their eyes, and begin to imagine what it might be like if President Trump was ever forced to do the same. Let's start with Bill Clinton Exhibit A, a mystery photo in a hot tub recently released in the FBI's Epstein files. Whoever the former president is relaxing with, their face is blacked out. For the first time, something of an explanation.
So do you recall the details of this photo, recall the photo being taken?
No, I don't think I ever knew the photo was taken.
Clinton was on a trip to Brunei for his AIDS foundation. Mr. Epstein had been there too.
We went out, I swam around, I sat in the hot tub for 5 minutes, I did whatever it was, and I got up and went to bed.
More on Mr.
Yikes. So I'm not a body language expert, so don't take my word as gospel. But when someone folds their arm like this during like what appears to be an interrogation, it's usually a sign of defensiveness. Now, does that mean that he's lying? Not necessarily. But we'll keep going here.
To Epstein in a moment. But first, or at least a very uncomfortable $1 million question, the likes of which Mr. Clinton has been asked before.
And then I have to ask this, did you engage in any sexual activity
No.
with this person? Okay, thank you.
Clinton told the hearing at the time he had no knowledge of Epstein's sex crimes.
When did you first learn of Jeffrey Epstein's crimes?
I think in 2008 when he was prosecuted. There's nothing that I saw when I was around him that made me realize he was trafficking women.
So, for the record, you never discussed anything related to Mr. Epstein and young women or girls?
Absolutely not.
Well, at least one of the...
Yeah, so that's definitely questionable. Like for a former United States president, like how is it that you're gonna hang out with like a renowned, like a very popular, massive trafficker, and then you're not gonna be able to pick up on any of those hints, any of those cues? It just goes to show, like, does that mean that you have questionable judgment? Like, you know, how do you get to become the president of the United States while having, like while being so oblivious, like in the presence of a predator, and you just don't know that something is off? So it just raises the question, and it raises all sorts of alarms in my head.
Survivors claims that you flew in a helicopter with Ghislaine Maxwell to the island. Did you ever?
Then I did not do that. I've never been to that island.
One thing Clinton and Trump have in common, they both spent time socially with Epstein. Clinton claiming that at one point Trump had remembered Epstein fondly.
Donald Trump would come out and play a few holes with us. And he somehow knew I had flown in Jeffrey Epstein's aircraft, and he said, you know, we had some great times together over the years, but we fell out, all because of a real estate deal. And he said, I'm sorry it happened. That's all.
Trump has previously said he'd fallen out with Epstein not about business, but the financier's treatment of women and girls. Clinton had begun his testimony by reading a prepared statement, which included a robust defense of his wife.
She had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. Nothing.
Unlike her husband, Hillary claims to have never met Epstein, although she did know his accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell.
I had no idea about their criminal activities. I do not recall ever encountering Mr. Epstein. I never flew on his plane or visited his island, homes, or offices. I have nothing to add to that.
Wow, so if you picked up on that, they said, I do not recall ever meeting. So that's a very important strategy right there. Probably her legal advisors, they've done a good job advising her there, because if it turns out that for whatever reason she did meet him, then she still has that deniability to say that, well, I never said I didn't meet him. I said I don't recall ever meeting him. So I just wanted to pick out on that.
The politics of seeing the Clintons before the Republican-controlled House Oversight Committee are of course not far from the surface. Many Democrats claim it's a smokescreen to try and shield Trump. And beyond what we actually learned last week, there was the theater of it all.
Excuse me, can I interrupt?
I have
There
another.
are photos that are being released of the secretary as she is testifying from inside this room. Can you please explain how that
I'm
can
done
occur?
with this. If you guys are doing that, I am done. You can hold me in contempt from now until the cows come home. This is just typical behavior.
We will go off the record.
Oh, for heaven's
So I would
sake.
like to understand how that's permissible.
Before the hearing was,
It doesn't
Excuse
matter.
me.
We all are abiding by the same rules.
I will take that down.
Yeah,
So
well,
I would like to take a break at this moment.
yeah,
and I'd like to have
I'm
a
done
conversation.
for now.
Mrs. Clinton, one of many Democrats, who's saying if she and her husband had to testify, President Trump should too.
Well, you know what? About that, I agree with them, right? At least I can agree with them on that one, that if they have to testify, then anyone who's appeared in those files appears to have some kind of relationship or some kind of connection to Mr. Epstein should also be before this Congress to answer questions as well. So I agree with them on that. But I want to get your takes down in the comment section below. Were you convinced by the Clintons, or have they raised some questions? Like, let's talk about it down in the comment section below. I'm not claiming that anybody is guilty. Obviously, it's going to be innocent until proven guilty. So let's not jump to any conclusions here. We're just discussing and slicing and dicing. But I'll see you on the next one. Peace.